to explain to you a little bit about Freemasonry, then you can look at and see what the product of it is. It's the occult. That's what they preach. That's what they teach. But again, many people have been Masons that have come under the guise of Christianity. Norman Vincent Peale, Russell of the Watchtower, Joseph Smith, the Master Mason. I mean, I can show you pictures of John Wayne in his Masonic order. You'll see him standing there in his Masonic apron with the all-seeing eye there, being handed a Bible. And Ronald Reagan was a 33rd degree Mason as well. Billy Graham, 33rd degree Mason. You would almost think there's a conspiracy. You would almost think there's a spirit working behind all this. How could all of these people be led by Masons or the occult? Marvel not that they come as an angel of light. Oh no, we can fall under the guise of being Christian. Not when the real light is shined. When the Word of God is shined, then you start to see all that fallacy. When you stop thinking like a Republican and a Democrat, and you start thinking like a born-again believer with a Bible in your hand, then you'll start being like, wait a minute, these guys are all devils. Alice Bailey even states the evil agenda of Freemasonry. She says, there's no question, therefore, that the work to be done in familiarizing the general public with the nature of the mysteries is a paramount importance at this time. These mysteries will be restored to outer expression through the medium of the church, the false church, and the Masonic fraternity. When the Great One, that's the Antichrist, comes with his disciples and initiates, we shall have the restoration of the mysteries in their exoteric presentations as a consequence of the first initiation. Well, what is she saying then? She's saying right now we deal in esoteric, hidden signs and symbols. But there's coming a time when we're going to reveal those mysteries. We're going to unlock those symbols, and we're going to show you what they really mean. We'll no longer work in just these dark symbols and sayings of old, but we'll manifest it. Albert Pike, Master Mason Albert Pike and other Masonic leaders acknowledge their debt to the Kabbalah and to the Babylonian mystery schools. In his book, Morals and Dogma, Pike states, every lodge is a temple of religion, and it's teaching instruction in religion. Masonry is the successor of the mysteries. He's telling the truth. That's exactly what it is. See, why do I need to know this? Well, here's the reason why you need to know this, okay? Because you're engaged in it all the time, and you're watching it in movies, and you're showing those signs and those symbols and everything like that, and it's being advertised to you, and their pernicious ways are being followed. Because we don't reprove the unfruitful works of darkness. Because we don't want to talk about that stuff. See, you and I live in this bubble where we believe that there's no occult practices anymore. The devil, he just went to sleep. He doesn't do anything anymore. He doesn't really use people anymore. People aren't really witches out there. People aren't really warlocks out there. People aren't really sorcerers out there. No, they don't do that. That's just all fake stuff. No, it's real. And they really hate your God. And I just wish we loved our God as much as they hate Him. Because then we'd all be out there reproving this garbage instead of accepting it and bringing it into our lives and our homes. And winking at sin and say, oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. No, it's just Satan. It's no big deal. So the Eye of Horus, it is everywhere in their movies. Everywhere. The all-seeing eye, it's called. You've seen it? Just pull out a dollar bill and look at the back of it. You see that all-seeing eye? What is the all-seeing eye? Why can it be seen in films? It's all over Hollywood. It goes to show you the same spirit. Why is it there? Why do you have an all-seeing eye? And what does that all-seeing eye stand for? It's Masonic, but it's also more than that. It's esoteric. It's a religion that they preach. Here's what Manly Hall said about the all-seeing eye, just so you understand where this spirit comes from. Let him never forget that the Master is near. Day and night, let him feel the presence of the Supreme or overshadowing one. The all-seeing eye is upon him. Day and night, this great orb measures his depths, seeing into his innermost soul of souls, judging his life, reading his thoughts, measuring his aspirations, and rewarding his sincerity. To this all-seeing one, he is accountable. To none other must he account. The Spirit passes with him out of the lodge and measures the Mason in the world. Manly Hall, the lost keys of Freemasonry. That's what that all-seeing eye stands. You see it in all kinds. Have you ever seen National Treasure? The all-seeing eye is everywhere. What's a Masonic sign? It's all over. That movie was an advertisement for Freemasonry. Everything about Freemasonry, the whole thing was about Freemasonry. Albert Pike says this, his power was symbolized by an eye over a scepter. The sun was termed by the Greeks the eye of Jupiter and the eye of the world, and is his all-seeing eye in our lodges. The oracle of Claros styled him king of the stars and of the eternal fire that engenders the year and the seasons, dispenses rain and winds, and brings about daybreak and night. And Osiris was invoked as the god that resides in the sun, and is enveloped by his rays, an invisible and eternal force that modifies sublunary world by means of the sun. Albert Pike, Morals and Dogma, called it the eye of Shiva, the all-seeing eye, the eye which directs the will and purpose of deity, Alice Bailey called it. The triangles of energy, constellations, the all-seeing eye is one of the oldest hieroglyphics of the deity. The triangle also is the Kabbalistic symbol of the most remote antiquity. Lieutenant in the 4th Artillery of the U.S. Army and Secretary-Treasurer Charles Folger. Freemasonry is not Christianity nor a substitute for it. It does not meddle with the sectarian creeds of doctrine, but teaches fundamental religious truth. Albert Mackey, Encyclopedia of Freemasonry. Masonry, like all the religions, all the mysteries, Hermetism, alchemy, conceals its secrets from all except the adepts and sages or the elect, and uses false explanations and misinterpretations of its symbols to mislead those who deserve only to be misled, to conceal the truth which it calls light from them, and to draw them away from it. And they admit it later on. Albert Pike, he says that you don't deserve to know the truth. You don't deserve to know. We tell you a lie. We'll tell you the esoteric meaning, but not the exoteric meaning. Until you're high up into Masonry, then we'll reveal unto you the exoteric. We'll tell you what we're really up to, what our game plan really is. But you have to be learned. You have to follow this occult for a while. And Albert Pike said, Lucifer, is it he who bears the light? Doubt it not. What is the light of Freemasonry? And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. Masonry talks about a Jesus. Masonry talks about a God. Masonry talks about a lot of things. But Albert Pike says that Lucifer is the light. He's the light bearer, doubt it not. You have to understand there's a war going on here. And while we're handing out lollipops at Sunday school, they're out there destroying people's lives. While the church is out there mingled with garbage, while they're playing games and not preaching the Word of God, while they're soft-selling on sin, while they're holding back because they're worried about offending somebody, the devil says, I'm not worried about offending anybody at all. I'm going to take as many with me as I can. I'm going to send them straight to hell. See, they're playing for keeps. The devil don't play games. He plays for keeps. And he's sending people to hell. He's deceiving them. And that's what these cults are. They're deceiving. We're coming around the time. The knowledge is coming. What that means is that it's being revealed. The esoteric, it's being turned exoteric. They're going to start revealing these things. Why do you think Disney has blasted all this occultic stuff? Why do you think Hollywood is blasting all this occultic stuff? Why so many aliens and giants and movies about fallen angels? Why do you think? All-seeing eyes and everything else. Why? Preparing. Why do you think that Man of Steel movie, that I preached on, Man of Steel, Man of Sin? Why do you think that is? Well, it's a perfect picture of the Antichrist, that's why. Perfect picture. Perfect! Preparing the minds to receive it. That's the religion, folks. It's the same old religion. Where do you find it in the Bible? For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. The mystery. What's a mystery? Esoteric. Hidden. Is already at work, Paul said. Mystery. Babylon, mother of all harlots. All of those faith, all of those things for a purpose, for a reason. Why? To war against God. They're gearing up for a war. I hope you're not looking for a cakewalk, and I hope you're out there spiritually battling with the Word of God and standing for what's right. Too many people are playing games and they're losing the game. You can't play games with the devil and his crowd. You'll lose. The only thing you can do is depend on God. What does the Bible say? For they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. That's it. That's the only way to overcome.
Jesus answered them, Do ye now believe? Behold, the hour cometh, yea, is now come, that ye shall be scattered every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world.